Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is Game of Trades and this is going to be a technical analysis on gold. Now I do not make updates very often on gold, and that's simply because I consider gold more of a longer term trade. I do not actively trade gold with small stop losses with targets like I do with the S&P 500. I have it more as a longer term investment in my portfolio, and I'll actually vary my position size depending on how bullish or bearish I am with the longer term chart. So it is a position that I will almost always have in my portfolio, unless of course I'm extremely bearish on gold, which is definitely not the case for now. Now we have been extremely successful with gold since the beginning of this channel. I think I've made a total of 4 or 5 videos on gold. I think the first video I ever published on gold was here at this beautiful breakout of this triangle pattern that we saw building throughout the years since 2016. And I talked about gold beginning its new bull market. We had seen what looked like to be the beginning of a bull market with a few higher lows. You can see these are higher lows that we saw building through the years, but we never got the higher highs. And when we had that nice impulsive breakout, that was the buy signal, and we finally got that higher high. So we were 100% correct in saying that this was the beginning of the bull market. That is exactly what it looks like right now, and everything is going perfect. And another video that I made recently on gold was right here. I talked about this wedge pattern that we saw. I think it was on the daily chart. We saw a nice little wedge pattern. I know a lot of people were bearish right here. We were starting to hit some resistance right there. But I, for one, was bullish, and I was looking for a breakout of this level, and that's pretty much what happened. So again, we have been very successful with gold, and so I'm going to cover exactly where I think it's going to be going in the next few weeks, in the next few months, and perhaps years. Before I do so, please don't hesitate to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help me out a lot. I do put a lot of effort into these videos. So let's get right into it. So the first thing we're gonna do is clear this chart and zoom out to see the rest of the chart to have a nice longer term picture. So in terms of where we are now exactly, it does look like we are going a little bit ahead of ourselves. It does look like we are overbought. The chart is going a little bit parabolic, and that's never a good news. And that's why we're going to put log scaling on, simply because with such longer term charts with such difference in price and percentage, you need to put log scaling on, and that's something that many traders forget to do, and that's why they think such moves are out of proportion compared to historical moves, but that really is not the case. So we're gonna do that right now, and that's what it looks like. So all of a sudden this small move actually looks a lot friendlier and actually looks like the very beginning of this bull market. So if we are correct in saying that this is the beginning of a bull market, then we have potentially a lot more upside left to go. And considering how relentless a bull market can be, you can see the price just continues on higher and higher. Well, it would not personally surprise me if we surpass these all-time highs we saw in 2011 in a very short amount of time. Now we do have divergence here on the MACD. You can see we're making a higher high right there, and the MACD is actually forming a lower high. So that could be, if you are bearish, that could be a sign of a potential reversal in gold. But again, that's the thing about bull markets. If I am correct in saying that this is a new bull market in gold, divergences tend to play out much less within a bull market, and they tend to be burnt through a lot more easily than during a period of sideways trading or a bear market. And currently, we do have sufficient evidence to say that this is a bull market. Again, we saw a huge period of consolidation in price with gold, and a huge period of a basing pattern. And considering the how impulsive the beginning of this rally has been, I really doubt that this is none other than a bull market. Now, as for the near term in gold, obviously, if you go back to look at this bull market, you can see it obviously does not go straight up. There are periods of consolidation, obviously, and that's you can see. I'm going to take an example at random here, right there. So these are powerful rallies in gold during 2003 at the beginning of the bull market, and you can see we had divergence here. We had a higher high, and the MACD made a lower high. So that was an indication of a potential reversal in gold. And you can see after that divergence, we did have a period of sideways action. So obviously you can watch out for those kinds of small technical signals in gold. And considering we are seeing currently divergence on the weekly chart, we'll see how this plays out. But again, a small consolidation within the next few weeks is definitely not out of the question. We could see a consolidation time and price. And if you're looking to short gold, if you think that this is extremely overbought for gold, then a revisit of this $15, $30 level that we broke recently could be an option. But again, considering how powerful the beginning of this bull market has been, and considering how relentless gold can be when it is in an uptrend, I would personally not short gold. Now we're going to quickly check out the daily chart and see what the shorter term technicals look like. So this is the daily chart, and you can see this was the wedge pattern that we had during the consolidation period, and then we broke out again out of it. And I put the RSI right here so you can see that we're actually making overbought readings over and over again. And that's something, again, typical of a bull market. Usually when you get an overbought reading on on a stock or commodity that is trading sideways, you'll tend to see downside. You'll tend to see a reversal after an overbought reading. But when it is in a strong uptrend or bull market, then you will tend to see more upside. You'll tend to see a small consolidation like you saw here, and then a resumption of the uptrend that it had begun. So again, we are overbought right now, but I am not considering this necessarily bearish, but actually more of a good news in terms of a longer term position in gold. So that's about all I wanted to say on this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. In the meantime, good luck on your trading, and see you next time.